Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Jan Sewing Solutions and also our dilapasand Libas sewing clothing reviews channel. Today I am going to share with you the latest designs from Maryams Gold Collection Volume 2. Okay, so these have just arrived and I will be opening and previewing all the suits that are in this range, in this catalogue. The initial look of these is absolutely stunning. I am going to share with you as we're going to go along. This is the first design. It's design number 13, MG13, and it says fashion is all about dressing according to what's fashionable. Style is more about being yourself. Yes, style is about being yourself, and fashion is you dress how according to the trends. So what has been sewn in this is grara with a sort of a knee-length kameez. Okay, ours are unstitched at the moment, so I am going to be sharing with you the first of these suits. They come boxed like this in the beautiful packaging. Gift boxes, ideal for gifts if you want to treat someone. These are all the trimmings and so on, which I will be sharing with you as we go along. So this is the first suit in the Maryams collection, and okay, so what you have in this suit is a pure silk salwar fabric or a trouser fabric or whatever you wanted to stitch out of it. What you got to remember is these can be stitched in varying designs. Okay, so you could use this as lining or you could use this as a trouser. It's a beautiful fabric. I wouldn't waste it as lining. Okay, so we're going to go along. There's lots and lots of pieces, so we're going to go along and show you what all the pieces are about. This is the netting that's been used for the legs of the grara. Okay, and this is how many? 2.5 meters, I would say. More than 2.5 meters, about 3 meters of fabric there. Probably about 3 meters, maybe 2.5 to be sure. This is all embroidered. It's on net and very nicely embroidered. As you can see, with the originals and replicas, generally the biggest difference is that the quality of the embroidery is on replicas is pretty poor. It generally has all the threads overhanging, which you do have to put a lot of effort into rectifying. With this, there is no problem as such. So this is the adequate fabric for the grara. Now I would recommend, if you were making this, rather than use this as lining, because this is a very good quality fabric, is to buy additional lining and maybe make trousers out of this. Then you would get like a little bit more of a wear out of it. So that's the two portions for the salwar or the trouser. Then you have, this is a piece for the kameez part, I reckon. I reckon this is for the kameez part. It's chiffon. It's on a pure georgette. You can tell the quality of the fabric by just the feel of it. It is a very good quality fabric. Then you have the neckline that has to be burnt out and attached on, and you have the sleeves. And what you got to remember is generally there is a lot of fabric. Is the sleeves or is this? Actually, no, this isn't. Is it the sleeves? No, this is part of the dress as well. Oh, this is the back of the dress. One is the front of the dress. Oh, I'm not sure now. there's so much fabric here that it's a little bit difficult to work out what's what until you really put your head around it. Now this is the trim for the daman of the kameez, and then you have right, I've got to work this out. I have really got to work this out. There is so much here that it's actually quite difficult to work out what's what. do you know what, the price that they charge for this is definitely worth it, because you have got absolutely tons of pieces and fabric here that I have no idea what it's all about. Hold on, I am going to have to put my head around this. Just hold on, give me a minute. Let's go through this again one by one. Okay, no, we've gone wrong. Okay, let me start again. This is dupatta. This is dupatta, and it has this work on the one way. Then it will have then it has this that goes on the pallus of the dupatta. Although they've used it. Have I lost one piece? Okay, they've used it on the front of the dupatta, but it actually goes on the pallus of the dupatta. So no, there isn't. That's a little bit lacking, unfortunately. Okay, that's unfortunately lacking a bit, unless you wanted to put two joints on and just use it on the front of the dupatta, which you could do. So you could either use this on the pallus, or you could use this on the front of the dupatta. And if you used it on the front of the dupatta, then you would have to seam this along the center and use it for the front. So okay, that's for the dupatta, and this is the dupatta. It's in a very nice gold color. So the combination of this is a burnt out orange, like a terracotta orange, and a gold combination. A very nice combination. So that goes with that. Then you have, my mistake, okay, sorry about that. You have the back of the dress, and you have the front of the dress. And again, this is on pure chiffon. And then you have the pieces for the daman. You have pieces for the daman there. And then we have the sleeves. That's the sleeves. Full embroidered sleeves, and you can make this into any size, because generally what you have with fabrics is especially the replicas, you have shortage of fabric. There is no shortage of fabric. There is ample fabric to do all the job. And then additionally you have these green beads that are used to trim off the hem of the kameez. And you got, I mean, these to buy on their own, they're charging about 25 pence each, so 4 for £1. So when you consider how many is in this, there's quite a lot. You can use these to trim off the whole of the dress, or you can use, and then they've got these I suppose are for attaching on the neckline, or maybe somewhere else. I'm not quite sure where they're being used. You have to pay particular attention to the photo to work out what's used where, and that's Maryams design number 13, the latest ones, and that's a full preview of the suit. There we are. That's the neckline that goes on top of the embroidered part, and I tell you, this is absolutely, there is only one thing missing, and that you would have to buy additional, and that is the fabric for the lining of the kameez, which they've not supplied. So unfortunately, that's one thing that's missing, is the lining that goes with the, there is lining with the salwar portion, but there is no lining with the kameez. So unfortunately, that is something additional that you will need to purchase. If you do require the lining with any of these suits, then it is extra charge, I'm afraid, but do be in touch, and inshallah I will dispatch you lining for both, if you need them for both the kameez and the salwar. because as I mentioned earlier on, you can, if you wanted, make this into a double. You can make this into a perfect trouser and make this into a sharara or a garara, or you know, whatever you wanted. And if you wanted additional rust color as well, I would have to price you up on those. Generally they are about 150 per meter, the plain fabrics for linings. So if you require, generally you would need about 2.5 and 2.5, so you need an additional 5 yards of fabric in both of these colors if that's what you wanted to do. Also, if you wanted additional trim in this color, then do let me know. I won't be able to get you exactly same, but I could get you color match so that you can trim the rest of the sides of the dupatta with this as well. That's the added advantage. The suits do come with their own beads and so on, so for the trimmings and so on you've got all the bits, but there's little minor things that are missing, like the lining for this kameez, which I am actually a little bit disappointed. I could have suggested that for an additional small amount they could have put those in, because for people who are living in a lot of the Western countries, it is very difficult to get hold of things like this. So for Pakistan, for even here in the UK, we don't have a problem. We have many shops available where we can easily get a lot of these things, but for people who are living in, say, like the States and so on, it can prove to be very difficult for them. So if you're ordering from somewhere far, Australia, Hong Kong, anywhere like that, then you know, these suits are absolutely gorgeous. They are, I would say, the ideal wedding suits. Do spoil yourself rotten with these, and I shall be going on to show you the second of the designs in this range. So anyway, that's the first one done and dusted.